Hey, ladies and gents, how are you? We're sort of on time tonight. Half an hour late. Late is a relative term. How are you all? Good to see you. Laurie, hey Laurie. Laura T, Reby, I hate mornings. Bees are alive. Hey, bees are alive. She says, yay, hapoi, hapoi. Easter, everyone. Okay. Happy oi Easter to you too. Marilyn Landis, how are you? Marlene Clausen, what'd she say? Oh, there's a university something? Bucknell College in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. Oh, yeah, I saw that earlier. Hold on. Where is that? Here. Bucknell campus all clear after active shooter report. It says officials reported Friday evening that public safety was responding to an active shooter at Bucknell University. They posted on its Facebook page that public safety is responding to reports of an active shooter. Apparently, they posted several minutes later stating that they received the all clear from public safety and campus is no longer on lockdown. That's the last update I saw, but I don't know. PD guns suspected meth seized. 2 arrested. I don't know. I can have a look in a minute. You were early? Maybe. Maybe you were. Hey guys. Hey, how are you all? Good to see you. Uh, hey Edjet, how are you, my friend? Hey Lindy. I've been listening to the video of Nina Gomez. Isn't there a singer called Nina Gomez? I've been listening to that is Chris Proudfoot's ex-wife, ex-partner. She's the one who has a little girl. I think everyone's been listening to this not interview, but kind of like online video she did. Uh and I've been trying to dissect it. I've been trying to sit here and try to make mental notes. And one is that I think you just have to be careful anytime you start wading into people in the middle of a custody battle. Doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's male or female or two females or two males or whoever. Not saying she's lying. I'm just saying that, we're starting to get into some stuff that one, it's none of our business. And two, there's children involved. But if it gets any closer to getting Sebastian back, I don't know. I hope it helps. I don't know. Hope it provides some insight into where Sebastian might be. That's all I care about. I just care about finding Sebastian. Right, family court type of stuff. Yeah, and I'm not like I said, I think she's probably being mostly truthful. I think so anyway, judging by the video I saw, but it's hard. You don't know, and you don't know, especially when there's an active court, something in court. You don't know which side would like to achieve what, and this and that. And I'm not saying, again, I'm not saying she's lying or anything. I don't know. I'm not part of their court case. So, and then you got a child involved as well. Their young daughter. I don't know. I almost feel grubby watching it. I know she's doing this freely and of her own volition, but I almost feel like we're taking a peek behind a curtain that we really shouldn't. And I'd like to get the focus back to finding Sebastian, but maybe there's a couple of clues in here. She did say that Chris had been violent towards her children, including breaking the nose of her son at one point, and then gave him she'd say broke his nose or busted his nose. Something to do with hitting him in the face, and the kid had a bloodied or broken nose. I mean, that's not great, and I don't know, and I'm just not sure how to evaluate it. And I guess we just take it on board and just listen. I guess that's all we can do is just listen and try and get a different perspective of who these people are compared to the compared to the TV polished kind of persona that we have been getting, if that makes sense. The truth is probably somewhere in between these polished dancers we've been getting that have been, practiced 100 times before every interview, and what this lady is saying. It's probably somewhere, in between. Yeah, I was about to bring that up. She said when she was told that Sebastian was missing, she's like, "Well, hey, don't you have security cameras? You worked for or one of them worked for a security company. Don't you have this type of stuff in your home? You know why you should have it." And then apparently she didn't get an answer to that. And she was saying that the two Yorkie dogs that we've seen in a photo with Sebastian, those two little puppies, they're so cute. Apparently they bark and yap at everything. She's like, whenever I'm on the phone with my daughter and she's with her dad, like they're just like yep 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 yep, bah, 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 like they're just constantly barking. And she's like, if someone was milling around outside or someone was leaving, they would probably be going off their head. No polished polished dancers. Is that is that what we call like strippers these days? Polish dancers? um yeah, Brinks, right. Brinks is a huge company. It's one of the largest security slash cash moving companies in the world. It is a huge company. If not one of the largest, if not the largest maybe in the world. It is massive down here, even in Australia. They do all cash transport, secure transport, security. They're massive. Uh, I'm going to see if I can get permission to use this video. Because it came so late, I can't contact anyone, 20 minutes before a live stream and be like, "Hey, I'm just gonna steal your video from your channel. Is that cool with you?" "Yeah, cool. Alright, cool. I'm gonna steal it." Um, I'll send out a couple of requests and see if they are okay with me either using some of it, snippets, whatever, and I'll see if I can put up a late video today, um, with a couple of bits I find interesting and what my opinion is on this video, and then we'll go from there. Hey, Gambler. Hey, I hope you're feeling a little bit better, Gambler. I really do. You really have been in my thoughts, and I hope everything is getting a little easier. I know it's only about a week or so removed, but I hope everything is starting to make a little more sense for you or clarity. I just hope that everything is going okay. Losing my granddad a year ago, I know what that's like. So not as close as you with your mum, but I can give an idea into it. All right, let's move on. Which I know a lot of people are probably like, let's just talk about the video for 2 hours. Yeah, we could do that, but I'd rather not. I'd rather not until we find out a little bit more. And then I have more interesting stuff, including this. If I can find it, if I can get to it. Don't do that to me.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sheriff Wayne Ivey of the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, and I want to give our community an update on some recent developments in the Amber Estep homicide investigation. Earlier today, agents from our homicide unit, in partnership with the West Virginia State Police, took into custody Brian Estep, the husband of Amber, for first-degree premeditated murder with a firearm and tampering with evidence relating to a capital felony. With the earlier arrest of Brian, I wanted to bring everyone up to speed on the latest developments in this case as our team continues to work the investigation and bring justice for Amber's murder. As you may recall, the victim in this case is 39-year-old Amber Renee Estep, who was originally reported missing by her mom on January 19th after she had not heard from her daughter for several days, and she also failed to show up at work for multiple shifts at a local hotel. Preliminary investigation in the case back in January revealed that Amber was actually last seen by her husband, Brian Estep, on Tuesday afternoon, January 16th, after leaving a medical appointment in Merritt Island. As part of what at the time was actually a missing person investigation that started on the 19th, our team interviewed Brian Estep, who stated that he and the victim got into an argument after leaving a medical appointment in Merritt Island, and that he dropped her off on I-95, just north of State Road 50, after she requested to be let out of the vehicle. Interestingly enough, within several hours after our agents interviewed Estep, his pickup truck was found in Port St. John, completely engulfed in flames. Various witnesses saw the truck and reported it to law enforcement immediately. Now, keep in mind that when initially questioned by our agents on January 19th, Brian Estep stated that he last saw his wife on January 16th at approximately 6 p.m., and then further stated that he and Amber were driving northbound on I-95 when they began to have an argument. Estep stated that he had accused Amber of having extramarital affairs with multiple men, and that Amber slapped his face and told him to let her out of the vehicle near mile marker 215. Estep also stated that Amber collected her purse and cell phone and walked away from the vehicle, despite his begging for her to come back. Estep additionally claimed he then drove away, leaving Amber on the road, and did not attempt to contact her for 3 days because he wanted to give her space. Sadly, on the afternoon of January 20th, the very next day, Amber was found deceased off of State Road 46 near Pitbull Lane by a property owner who discovered her lying just off the roadway. Our crime scene unit subsequently responded to the area to process the scene, as well as the medical examiner's office that worked closely with us and our agency on this case. As agents began to put the timeline and evidence together in the case, the medical examiner determined that Amber had suffered severe head trauma and multiple gunshot wounds. Now, here's where Estep's story starts to fall apart, as agents conducted a follow-up interview and locked him into a more specific timeline for his and Amber's whereabouts on the day he claimed to have last seen her. Our agents then served multiple search warrants pertaining to the investigation that provided specific information which completely contradicted Estep's story about leaving Amber on the side of I-95, and also information that led our team to a wooded location deep within what's often referred to as the black hole. With the aid of our BCSO human remains detection canine, agents and crime scene investigators discovered blood that would later be proven to be a positive match to Amber's DNA. In that same location, agents and crime scene investigators also located multiple projectiles that were lodged in the dirt. Further information demonstrated that Estep moved Amber's body from the black hole under the cover of darkness and then drove her around North Brevard and South Volusia County until he later discarded her remains, where she was ultimately discovered off of State Road 46 in Mims.
Did you hear that? He re he picked up her remains from where he originally put it and then drove her around until he dumped her in another location. I mean, this guy is, his story never made much sense. This is not a new case. This is from January 16. We actually played this video. I can show it to you. You saw a little bit of it in the Facebook in this update. It's this video here. Hopefully it'll play it.
New details now after a murder victim's discovered on the side of a highway. The body of a 39-year-old woman last seen with her husband is found after her mom reports her missing. So according to the Brevard County Sheriff, Brian Estep says he got into an argument with Amber Estep when he left his wife out of the truck at her request. Then, after investigators interviewed him, somebody saw the pickup truck on fire. News 6's James Sparvero reports there have been no arrests in the investigation so far.
I told them this.
Can you explain?
Is not one.
I don't
There we go. 1 minute we'll be sitting there, right? And, you know, I've owned trucks, I'm sure some of you in the chat have. They just burst into flames. Have you seen that? I've seen that. I have. I've seen it before. They just burst into flames. They just go and spontaneous combust. You get them in there, you know, it's a big deal. It happens all the time. No, it doesn't happen all the time. How does that just happen after you murder your wife? I mean, yeah, it's something was off here from the get-go. Tesla, unless you got one that has batteries. Unless you got one that has a million 18650 batteries in it, or 21700 batteries. It might just go boom, but that's different. We're talking about petrol or diesel. But yeah, no, something was always a little off about this one. And good to see a result now. It says Brevard County Sheriff Wayne Ivey announced the arrest Thursday in a pre recorded video posted to Facebook. That's what we witnessed just before. It says the media was not invited to the announcement. Oh, how dare they! It says, according to the sheriff, Amber Renee Estep was originally reported missing by her mother on January 19th when she didn't show up for several shifts of work. The sheriff said in a Thursday video that her husband, Brian, was the last person to see her on January 16th after leaving a doctor's appointment. Yeah, it just, you know, what a coincidence. Ivy said Estep claimed that he and Amber got into an argument after the appointment and he dropped her off along I-95. Just north of State Road 50 after she requested to be let out of the vehicle. Yes, if I have several bullet holes in me, I often want to be requested to be let out of the vehicle. And it says investigators interviewed Brian shortly after his wife was reported missing, and his pickup truck was found in Port St. John engulfed in flames. It says Estep stated that he had accused Amber of having extramarital affairs with multiple men, and that Amber slapped his face and told him to let her out of the vehicle near mile marker 15. Estep also stated that Amber collected a person's cell phone and walked away from the vehicle despite his begging for her to come back. Yes, I often shoot people and they don't want to come back either. It's horrible. It's a real dilemma. The sheriff said Amber was shot multiple times and had severe head trauma. How did that happen, Brian? It says further information demonstrated that Estep moved Amber's body from Black Hole under cover of darkness and then drove her around North Brevard and southern Volusia counties until he later discarded her remains where she was ultimately discovered off State Route 46 in Mims. Estep left his home and moved to West Virginia, where he was arrested, the sheriff said. Oh, moving states, always a clever thing to do when you're in the middle of a murder investigation. Very, very smart. It says, despite Brian Estep's fabricated alibi, his attempts to destroy crucial evidence, and just the disgusting evil in his heart, our BCSO agents and crime scene investigators were able to directly connect him to Amber's murder so that justice can be served and her family can hopefully have closure in her death. There's probably never such thing as true closure, but maybe that could be reworded to say, just that justice can be served and the family can have some answers. That might be better. Estep is being held without bond in West Virginia until he is extradited back to Brevard County or Brayard County, however they pronounce it in Florida. He faces charges of first-degree premeditated murder with a firearm and tampering with evidence. Yep. It says Friday, Sheriff Wayne Ivey told News 6 reporter James Spavero that he thinks Estep was trying to get away with killing his wife. No. Are you sure? Are you sure he was trying to get away with killing his wife? Oh, I thought he was very honest about it. It says here, I think he wasn't only trying to get away with murder. I think he was trying to get away from everything that could connect him to that murder. Murderers tend to do that. It says Amber's uncle, Jeff, shared a statement on behalf of the family that reads in part, Amber didn't deserve what happened to her. She didn't deserve to be brutally murdered by someone that was supposed to love and take care of her. He also said that it's been difficult for the family not to come forward with how they felt before the arrest. That must be very hard. It says here, it's been tough because we knew pretty much what was going on, but we couldn't speak about it or anything. We just had to keep quiet because they didn't want us to spook him. So they've known for basically since it happened. He pulled the wool over no one. I think they knew from day one that this was a domestic violence related murder. It says here, we knew from the very beginning who most likely did this homicide, but we also wanted to bring together a case that was definitely going to be one that would hold up in court, that would face any scrutiny, and we'd be able to win this case and send him to prison for the rest of his life. Hopefully now with this arrest, here he is in jail in his orange new uniform. Hopefully they will get that wish where he will never be released from jail. Yeah, I think they've known since day one. No worries, gambler. Maria says, husband and guns, not a good combination. No, not a good combination. Orlando, he's effed. Yeah, I think he's pretty much done. Do we have anything left in the press conference? Let's just have a quick look. Oh,
Interviews with our homicide agents, Estep vacated his residence in Titusville and moved to West Virginia, where he was taken into custody earlier today on charges of first-degree premeditated murder with a firearm and tampering with evidence relating to a capital felony. Currently, our homicide agents are working with the West Virginia State Police as they collectively serve a search warrant on Estep's West Virginia residence to locate any other possible items of evidence regarding this case. Despite Brian Estep's fabricated alibi, his attempts to destroy crucial evidence, and just the disgusting evil in his heart, our BCSO agents and crime scene investigators were able to directly connect him to Amber's murder so that justice can be served and her family can hopefully have closure in her death.
hey Robbie, how are you? Sean says, a bit like the Ballarat incident. No, I think this one they literally knew as soon as she was reported missing. They're like, hey, it's the husband. Anytime you admit to having an argument with someone that's just gone missing, they're going to instantly be like, yeah, it was you. You had an argument and you killed them. You're just not telling us about the second part where you killed them. You told us about the argument. You didn't tell us what happened after, or at least not truthfully. So, no, I don't think so. I think the Ballarat incident came together. It took a lot of breaking down evidence and intel, like that cellular data. I think it was a lot harder of an investigation than this was. This one, I think, as soon as that missing person was reported, they were like, "Yep, it's the husband." As soon as they saw that car on fire, they're like, "We got him." Marjorie, hey Marjorie. Marjorie Moore says, in Oz, is jail synonymous with prison? In the US, they are different. Yeah, sort of. In Australia, it's sort of used interchangeably. Jail, prison. I know there's a difference. It's like jail is where you go before trial or whatever, and then prison's where you go once you've been sentenced or whatever, or if they're the reverse or whatever. Yeah, in Australia, they're used pretty interchangeably. So if you're in jail, you're in prison. Unless you have someone like a relative that's in prison, they just, they would tell you the difference or whatever. But over here, people just use the same word for the same thing. Yeah, we call it remand. So when you are waiting to go on trial to be heard for your crimes down here, we call it you're on remand. And you'll stay at I guess it is a jail. You stay at a different jail. And then when you are sentenced, you go to prison. So I guess that's very similar. It's just got a slightly different wording. Yeah. Yeah, we just sort of same. It's the only reason you'd ever know is if you're more like close to something or someone that's going through the system. So if you had no involvement in the jail or justice system, you would just say prison, jail, same, same. But if you have any more like close encounters with the justice system, you would know. You'd be like, hey, that's not actually prison, that's jail. That's not jail, that's prison. Hey, that's remand, because you know more about it. But to the everyday person, they think it's the same thing. So yeah, you may actually catch me saying jail and prison interchangeably, uh, just because that's sort of how it is down here, unfortunately. But speaking to an American audience, I probably should be a bit more, you know, definite in my wording. Hey, Emily. Hey, how are you? Is that a cat? What kind of cat is that? A black one? Yep, in the clink. That's right, Robbie. That's right. But a great result for this one. Very happy. I think we just were waiting. This is one of those ones. You know how we have that trope in true crime where people are like, the police know who did it. They just need to get more evidence. This is literally the actual real world example of that. You know, they say it in a lot of different cases. Like, um, I've heard people say it about Sebastian Rogers. They're saying, "Oh, they know who did it. They just need more evidence." But this is literally an example of that saying. They knew who did it. They were just waiting to get their ducks in a row, and then they executed their arrest warrants, and they're going to extradite him back to Florida. So Marjorie Moss says it's probably the same with most folks in the US other than true crime junkies. Yeah, I'd say so. To the layman. That was weird. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. That was a cop car. I'm just trying to figure out something. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, that was a cop car. I was like, look that way out the window, and there was a cop patrol car in my driveway, and I was like, why are they here? Don't know. Sean says we don't use convict much either. We use prisoner or detainee. I think it's more for the fact that convict has a negative connotation with colonialism, like for the First Fleet and this and that. So convict's not used down here like it is in the USA. All right. So I've told you about this one. Great update. Very happy to see that she will get justice, hopefully, or her family will, for her murder. Amber Renee Estep, for this guy. Can't, all I feel like doing when I see people like this, people who can't control their own emotions and they end up killing people, is I just want to belittle them as much as possible, because I just feel like what an uninvolved human you are, that you have to kill someone over an argument, especially your wife who you're supposed to love. That kind of stuff really upsets me. Oh, we're on the wrong page. This guy. This guy. I hate it. All I want to do is belittle him, even though it's the most childish thing ever. Marjorie Moore says, in the state where I live, we don't use the word felony. Interesting. Reby, I wish I did, but I really don't, unfortunately. I'm sorry. With the two that I have, like, my house is already really small, and we already have boundary issues with the two that we have. But if there's anyone in Melbourne that can help Reby out and would like a cat, get in contact with me, sundaywithping@gmail.com, and I will filter through the requests, and I will put the ones who I think are genuine in touch with Reby. But sorry, my dear, I really wish I could. It's I'd love to rescue both of my cats are rescue cats. I rescued them not through a shelter or anything, but I actually got them off like Gumtree or Craigslist. They were both gonna have to go to shelters, and I took them in. So neither of my cats are bought from a store or breeder or even RSPCA. I took them off people who couldn't care for them any longer. So yeah, both had behavioral issues when we got them. One is an anxious cat who used to bite a lot. The other one, the other one had behavioral issues to do with just being naughty. She's just a little naughty. So yeah, I'm just conjuring up all the. That was weird the other day. We had all those sirens. It's We still don't know what that was. My neighbors don't know. I talked to them the other day. They have no idea. Um, the shelters won't take him. Is there a reason why? 'Cause he's too old, or wait, did you say he was 10 years old? Yeah, he's 10 years old. Yeah, they'll say he's an elderly cat and they won't take him. Yeah, I'm sorry, Reby. I really wish I could help, but we have enough trouble with, because originally we had Muffin, the orange one, and then we thought, oh, he's lonely and he'd like a friend. Maybe that would help with some of his behavioral issues. So we got the big fluffy one, but they're so differently mannered that it ended up creating a lot more problems than it than it actually wanted to solve, and we ended up running into a whole bunch of problems. So right, Muffin and Rory don't have boundary issues; they own it all and just let you borrow it. That's right. Yeah. So if we added a third cat, we just it would just all hell would break loose. But yeah, it's a shame. I really wish I could help because I don't want to see an elderly cat not have a home. Okay. Yes, the trial starts on Monday. I would suggest if you need a place for the trial, I'll cover it a little bit. I will probably won't. I'll probably just do like the roundup at the end of the day. I won't be covering it live or anything like that. If you want a place to follow the Daybell trial, other than Trish, but if you follow Kresha at I can't remember her channel name. I just call her Kresha. I was about to say True Crime Unveiled, but that's not her. That's that's the other girl. That's the other lady. You guys know Kresha. I'll find her channel and then I'll put it in the description. But if you want to follow her, she's got great content for the Daybell trial. That's it. Difficult research. Thank you. It's spelt little funny. She's got some in capitals and others not. But difficult research. Follow Kresha at difficult research, and you can follow the Daybell trial with her. And she has great information. She's a really great creator. Give her a watch, and she deserves all your love. So give her a watch. So like I said, we'll just be following the recaps at the end of the night. There'll be no live coverage of the Daybell trial for me. Not that I'm not interested, it's just it won't happen when I'm awake. By the time I wake up in the morning, it'll all be over for the day. By the time, yeah, I think they're going to finish court at 3:30 or 4 o'clock. That's like 6 a.m. in the morning. So there's no point unless I want to stay up like overnight. Yeah, there's no point. So yeah, head over to Kresha or follow with Trish if she's going to do any live shows for it, and you'll have more than enough coverage. Then you'll have Lauren Crime and whoever other trial channels you can follow. There'll be heaps. Okay. Last night we brought you the breaking news of Ariel Garcia. You guys remember last night, Ariel Garcia? About an hour into our show, there was an update that the Amber Alert that went out for Ariel Garcia had been cancelled because they had found him dead. It was really awful. And there is now an update. Everett Boy's mother arrested in connection with homicide. Here's a photo of Ariel Garcia, aged 4, was found dead Thursday. He was last seen leaving an Everett apartment building with a family member the day before. The mother of a 4-year-old Everett boy found killed was arrested Friday for investigation of murder and child assault. What? She was arrested Friday for investigation of murder and child assault, according to police. Ariel Garcia was found dead after he'd been missing for over 24 hours. His mother, Janet Ernstine Garcia, was arrested for investigation of first and second degree murder and assault of a child. Garcia had been arrested Thursday in Clark County for investigation of misdemeanor charges of making a false statement and was being held on a $1,000 bond. Everett police said Friday evening she was booked, or was to be booked, into the Snohomish County Jail. Ariel Garcia was reported missing Wednesday morning, and his body was found along I-5 in Pierce County at 5:55 p.m. Thursday, according to Everett police. The medical examiner as of Friday night had not released information on how the boy died. This could be another really bad one, unfortunately. I think this could be another child abuse one. I hope not, but maybe. Hold on, let me find something for you to do with Everett. Here.
Thank you. Also breaking at 4 o'clock, we are learning new information about a missing 4-year-old boy believed to be found dead nearly 24 hours ago. He was last seen alive Wednesday morning at an apartment in Everett. We have just learned that the boy's mom is now behind bars. King 5's Julie Calhoun has been following this case for us. She is joining us live this afternoon with what we know at this point. Julie.
Well, Jessica, right now we're waiting for answers from Everett police. They are expected to give us some more information today, but we have just received court documents that show the boy's mother, Janet Garcia, is now charged in Clark County east of Yakima for giving a false statement to police. Everett police tell us that 4-year-old Ariel Garcia went missing from an Everett apartment on Wednesday morning. Court documents from Clark County show deputies went to a home where the boy's mother was in Ridgefield, Washington. New documents show the mother and boy were staying at a friend's in Everett. And documents say that friend told investigators they came home to find blood on the floor and the mother and son were gone. Detectives also say they noticed blood on Garcia's shoes and shirt. According to documents, she told deputies her son hit his head and she took him to a hospital in Everett, but the wait was too long and then took him to a friend's in Seattle before going to Ridgeland for treatment. Deputies say her statement was inconsistent and she was arrested and charged. The boy's body was found just before 6 p.m. Thursday evening. Right now, police have not released where the 4-year-old was found, and people who live near the last place he was seen want to know what happened.
Kind of sick to my stomach with this horrible and wondering why it took so long to find him and why hasn't been any information given out to the public.
Right now, the boy's mother is being held on a $1,000 bail. At last check, she is still behind bars. Again, we're waiting for an update from Everett police any moment now, and as soon as we learn some more details, we will let you know. For now, live in Everett, Julie Calhoun, King 5 News.
There you go. Hey, Penguin. You're not going to stick around? You have to go? That's fine. I get it. I'm guessing a lot of people are away for Easter. Possibly traveling to see family or, just have family events on. Sorry. Having family events on, or, it's Good Friday. Maybe they're at Mass. Maybe they're at Friday night church. Who knows? Yeah, I hope our regulars will come back after the holidays. It's been a little quiet this week. Let me just grab some more information about Ariel Garcia's mum. But it doesn't sound good. The fact that she tried to say that he hit his head and then she took him to a hospital, but the wait was too long. Something doesn't add up there. This is the update from Como News. the mother of the 4-year-old Everett boy who was found dead along Interstate 5 in Pierce County Thursday, was arrested for murder on Friday. So, did she hit him in the head, or I don't know. A person of interest and her whereabouts were known early on in the investigation. The EPD said Janet Garcia is expected to be booked into the county jail Friday evening. Police said she was taken into custody by the Clark County Sheriff's Office on Wednesday for making false and misleading statements. Yep, we know that. So this is going to be interesting. Are they saying it was a abuse that led to murder, or she deliberately killed him, like, in a different way? I don't know. Hold on. What charge was it again? First degree, second degree murder, first degree assault of a child. So, just judging by the charges, she assaulted him and he died from his injuries, and then she tried to cover it up. Then she made false or misleading statements to police and then dumped his body somewhere, and here we are today. A child has lost their life, and a woman is now in jail for the murder of her child. So, another one. We seem to have a few of these at least every month, and it's awful, awful to hear about. It says here, Ariel's grandmother told the court earlier this week that she had immediate concerns about his safety while under his mother's care, according to court documents. The grandmother, who Como News is not naming, filed a petition for guardianship of Ariel Garcia on Monday, 2 days before he disappeared. She said, I love my grandson and I want to protect him from whatever his mum is capable of while she is on drugs. He trusts me and feels safe with me. Since I have cared for Ariel all these years, I am already aware of his needs. That's what she wrote in an affidavit. The grandmother said the boy became scared of his mother and did not want to be around her. While she is on drugs, she is not capable of parenting. Her want for drugs and alcohol makes her leave for days at a time without notice. Luckily, since they live with me, I can step in when this happens. Her behavior has become very violent and unpredictable. She went on to say that Janet Garcia had taken him to a bar to drink within the last few days and would leave the boy with his other brother without supervision. According to Everett Police, Garcia's body was found along I-5 in Pierce County Thursday night. He was last seen in Everett on Wednesday, and there had been an ongoing search for 2 days. Everett Police said Ariel's death is being investigated as a homicide. That's very sad. This boy had someone who did care and love for him, which was his mother's mother, and she had even gone to the court 2 days before his death to ask for guardianship, and the wheels of court moved slowly, and it wasn't quick enough. It wasn't quick enough to save little Ariel Garcia. Ruby says, I'm pleased you chose the little chicks for the Easter thumbnail. They are so cute. Yeah, I like that one, so I put it up for tonight. We have other Easter thumbnails for the weekend that Ruby has made. They're really cute. Hey, Catatonic, how are you? Yeah, very sad case. Are you talking about living with your mum? Yeah, I don't want to pry, Gambler. Did you have the service this week? For your mum? I don't want to pry. If you don't want to say, you don't have to. I'm just wondering if you went through that this week or not. Yeah, I hope you're doing good, Catatonic. Are you having a good Easter week? Good Friday? I learned yesterday that Good Friday in America is not a public holiday like it is here, and I always thought it was, but apparently not. Apparently not. Okay. Yeah, apparently it's not a public holiday like it is in Australia. So I was like, yeah, everyone's going to have Friday off in America. There's going to be heaps of people who are going to watch the show. No, no one had a public holiday except for there's a few states in the USA that have public holiday. If I can find it, it's like Tennessee. It's not considered a federal holiday, but in 10 states, if I can find them, hold on. If I can find them on this little thing. Where are you? No, that's not it. Here. No, you're not going to give me the states. Oh, here. Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, New Jersey, North Carolina, North Dakota, and Tennessee. That's it. That's considered a government holiday. So just in those locations, that's it. The rest of the country, it is not observed. And people have to work and banks are open and stuff like that. Hey, Peekaboo. Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's a bad thing. I just mean we should all, you know, be cautious of anything we hear online, especially when there's a court case going on or children involved but like I said, anything that can get us Sebastian or where Sebastian is, that's all I care about. Anything we can find and bring him home to the people that love him, whoever that may be, that's what I want. Uh, yes, we spoke about her a couple of nights ago, the lady who was searching for shed antlers. Did they find her? Hold on. Ah, no, really? No, is that no, sorry. Oof. I thought I just scared myself. I thought I scared myself that they found her, but it was a different woman. Tammy L. Sturgeon. She's the one they're looking for. I don't see an update. Last update 4 days ago, and we covered it, what, 2 days ago? Let me see. Oh, no, they did. They did find her. Oh, no. There was an update just a few hours ago. They said a Gillette woman who went missing last week was found dead Thursday afternoon, concluding a multi-agency search and rescue effort spanning several days, according to the Campbell County Sheriff's Office. Tammy L. Sturgeon, 55, was found dead on March 28, approximately 1.8 miles from where she was first reported missing south of Bishop Road. Apparently, she was found approximately 5 days after she disappeared while searching for a lost cell phone, following a shed hunting trip with her 60-year-old husband. Wait. Did we speak about this on Thursday? I swear we searched the local paper and they didn't have an update. Maybe they only released it 10 hours ago. Okay, so the news only came out recently. As of the latest update sent at 8:24 p.m., no foul play is suspected, and the Campbell County Coroner's Office will ultimately determine the cause as well as the manner of death, with an autopsy scheduled for Monday, April 1st. Wow. This seems so suspicious, and, you know, hey, that seems Yeah, it seemed really bad. Yeah, investigators do not suspect foul play. I know. It's terrible. It's I don't get it. I really don't. I guess she just died of elements? Is that what it was? Let's find out. Is there any update, like, from the local news? Tammy L. Sturgeon, 55. There's no, like, it's weird. This one must be like hyper local because there's no, like, I can't find any news articles or anything from, their TV stations or anything. No, this is weird. Even when I search in YouTube, no local news, or it keeps putting me on fish. It's like, do you want sturgeon caviar? No, I don't want sturgeon caviar. I want Tammy L. Sturgeon. Let's see. What if we type missing? No, now it's putting me on Nicola Sturgeon from. Is that Canada? Is that where she's from? Nicola Sturgeon. What government is she? British government? Is she the British Prime Minister? No, Scottish. Member of Scottish Parliament. There we go. Yeah. I search Tammy L. Sturgeon missing in YouTube, and there's not even one news video at all. No, not yet. Waiting for the ground to warm up. No, they found her. She's yeah. You want caviar? I can show you the search results. Hold on. I don't know why it's like this. Yeah. So when I search Tammy L. Sturgeon, it's like how Russian sturgeon caviar is farmed and processed, how to make it. Biggest sturgeon in the world caught on camera. How sturgeon caviar is farmed and processed and how it made caviar. So there is no no search results for this missing woman. And yeah, that's it. This is the only paper I have that can tell us anything about her being found deceased. There's got to be another paper, right? Past 24 hours. Cowboy State Daily. What is Cowboy State Daily? Yeah, missing Gillette woman found dead, no foul play suspected. The 5-day search for Tammy Sturgeon, 55, ended tragically Thursday afternoon. The Campbell County Sheriff's Office announced that her body was discovered less than 2 miles from when she was last seen and where she was reported missing Saturday. They're quoted as saying the deceased body of Tammy Sturgeon was located approximately 1.8 miles from where she was reported missing. That was from the Campbell County Sheriff. Scott Matheny said in a statement dispatched Thursday evening, no foul play is suspected and the cause and manner of death will be determined by the Campbell County coroner. The autopsy is scheduled for Monday. So she just died from exposure to the elements? Where is this place? Yellowhammer Buttes? It is very light. The terrain there is like, what does this say? 4,600 feet in different areas. Like, it's got some elevation. Oh, it's Wyoming? Wyoming. So what would be the temperature there overnight? Let's have a look. So the low is like -1. The high is like 10 degrees in Celsius, apparently. So it's bloody cold. And then it constricts. The low is like -2, and the high is like 1.5 degrees or 2 degrees. Very cold. So yeah, you could die in these conditions very easily. very easily. Says feels like 6 degrees. Yeah, 10 and -1. Yeah, if you were stuck in these conditions, you could easily die from exposure. Very easily. Sean says you can keep it. Yeah. Oh, thanks. I appreciate you bringing it up. I checked yesterday. There was nothing, and I was like, oh, maybe they're going to do another search. And then now all of a sudden they found her. I'm glad they found her, but pretty terrible. Yeah, investigators do not suspect foul play. Yes, it was just exposure. Hey guys, how are you? All right. What time is it? 1:26. I guess Trish is going to go in a minute. Is Trish going in a second, guys? Let me know. Is Trish going to go in like 3 minutes? If she is, I'll jump off. Is anyone in both chats? Let me check here. Okay, I'll come back on a bit later after Trish is finished. Let me see. She's in 4 minutes. All right. I'll jump off. Hey guys, I love you. Thank you for everyone. And want to thank Sean again. And Kathy Lynch had she subscribes to the monthly Ko-Fi thing. So Kathy, thank you very much for your monthly membership. I appreciate it. That will help out a lot. Every time we have public holiday weeks, it's always a little odd. So I appreciate that. Helps a lot for Sean and Kathy. Thank you very much. Hey, Flower Child, thanks for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. They help a lot. So I'm going to jump off. I will see you whenever Trish finishes. So if she finishes in an hour and a half, if she finishes in 3 hours, whenever that is, I'll come back on. I've got other things I want to talk through. I'm going to sit down and edit that video for Nina. I'm going to do that while Trish is on. Peace out. See you later. Go have fun with Trish. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.